Okay, great. So welcome once again. Like I said, this session is titled Becoming Visible as a Grant Seeker Part 2. My name is Julia John Yang, and I am here again to interact with you and have fun with you, because as grant seekers, as researchers, I mean, we should have fun online, right? So that's what this is about. So what are we going to learn in this session? Today, we're going to learn, or right now, we're going to learn how to put yourself out there as a grant seeker. And of course, we'll share some creative ideas. Okay. So how do you put yourself out there as a grant seeker? I'm going to emphasize 3 ways you can do this. Do you see this man in this picture? This image I put here, he's blowing his trumpet, right? Know this, no one will blow your trumpet if you do not do it first. No one will blow your trumpet if you do not do it first. You have to show people what they would think of you. You need to tell, I mean, that's, unfortunately, that's the thing about the social media, or that's the thing about the internet age right now. You know, in the past, people would be like, I mean, you don't need to be bold, you don't need to be too proud, like come off as being proud or highlighting your accomplishments or doing stuff like that. Well, in reality, that's the way the internet age works. That's the way it works. You need to put yourself out there. You need to blow your trumpet. If you do not blow your trumpet, people will not blow it for you. So have you seen influencers today? Influencer, just take your mind to an influencer that you admire, someone you follow either on Facebook or on LinkedIn or on Instagram, whatever social media platform it is. Do you notice that in as much as they are already influential, they keep posting, they keep coming out every day, they keep emphasizing what they're doing, they keep showing up every single day. They are blowing their trumpet. If Bill and Melinda Gates sponsors a really big project, they don't put it in the pocket. They don't let people figure out that, oh, this is sponsored by Bill and Melinda Gates. They showcase it on their website, on their profile. I mean, that's it. That's the way the internet age works. So how about you as a grant seeker? You're not there out yet. If people who are out there are showing themselves, are, displaying their accomplishment, then how about you? Please blow your trumpets and blow it with all the dignity in you. Blow it really well with no regrets. How can you do this? You can do this in 3 ways. Through your CV, through a personal website or a research portfolio, and something as simple as your email signature. I'll take that again, your CV, your personal website or your research portfolio, and your email signature. I'll take this one by one. Let's start with the CV. The curriculum vitae, which is also shortened for CV, right? Or some people will say resume, but then let me just use the opportunity to explain the difference between the two. So the CV is like the complete you, is the full display of your achievements, your experience, your professionalism, everything, like every single thing. So the CV is more comprehensive. Your education, your skills, your leadership experiences, your volunteer opportunity, your volunteer experiences, community service. Like, I mean, for those in the academics, remember that you have teaching, research, and community service. So on your CV, you need to show your teaching experiences. You need to show your research experiences or your publications. You also need to show your community service. That is very important. Unfortunately, from my review of certain academic CVs, even from seasoned academics or those who have been there on a very long time, community service is missing. Please include it. If you're looking for a grant, include it in your CV. Funders want to see that you are able to carry out projects. So they want to see what project it is, apart from writing papers. What project exactly have you done in your community? Because that's the essence of a grant, right? Like what we are doing now is a project. This workshop we are hosting actually came up as a result of a grant that we applied to the ACU. So That is a project. This is a project we are doing now. Definitely it's going to be included in my CV. So when you have done projects, I see a lot of beautiful projects that our academics get involved in. They go to rural communities, they share pads, for menstrual hygiene and all of that. Is it in your CV? Or do you just have paper publications in your CV? You have to include your projects. It's very important. I know why I'm saying this. The world is tilting towards where people are looking at for whether you're socially responsible. So that's a way you can showcase that. So your CV, and then I was going to talk about the resume. So the resume is like a brief 1 or 2 page CV. So it's like, I call it an abridged CV. It's just 1 or 2 pages, right? So some donors would ask you, or some grant agencies would ask you to submit a CV. Some will ask you to submit a resume. So you have to know the difference. The resume is very short. It could be 1 or 2 pages, but the CV can be as lengthy as my CV is currently 10 pages or more, actually. Yeah, so it could be 10 pages or more, even, but what I mean is it's more comprehensive, it's more elaborate. But then if you're applying to a grant and you're asked to submit a CV, stick to what is required. Some people may have a question to say, what if you're not told about the pages? If you're not told about the pages, then please do not limit yourself. Send out your full profile. Send out, even if your CV is 10 pages, send out that 10-page CV. Don't try to say, well, let me limit myself, so that they don't have to read so much. Please, they have to read so much about you. Put your best foot forward. They have to read so much about you. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Put out everything you've done. And then there are some people who have actually done wonderful things, but it's not in their CV. Meanwhile, your CV should contain everything you've done, like at least something as little as, well, I don't want to go into, I have another session for CV writing. That's a different ballgame. I don't want to go into how you should write a CV. Yeah, but then later on, if you need that, we could connect after this. But the point is, if you feel like you don't have experience, really sit down and ask yourself, all you were doing in life, was it to sleep and wake up and eat, sleep, wake up, eat, sleep, wake up, eat? No, you engage in everyday activities, right? You reviewed papers. For some of us who are GA, maybe a professor gave you a piece of work to just read and edit. Do you know you can include that in your CV? You can include that as an editor, there are ways to package yourself. And I didn't say lie, because that's also one of the traps people fall into. People lie about what they are not. You don't have to lie, but you can rather project yourself in a professional light. So something that is as simple as what you've done, you could project yourself. So let me even give you an example. Yeah, so this is not academic, for example, but there's a housewife, right, who actually got a grant from a very big organization. So someone will look at it and say, she's a housewife, she doesn't have a job. I mean, how did she get this grant? Guess what she projected herself like? As a professional home manager. That was what she projected herself like, a professional home manager. So she listed out the skills she had in managing a home, budgeting, planning, scheduling.
Hello, sorry, we're having a little technical issue. We'll be back soon, shortly.
Well, I'm so sorry. I had a technical hitch with my device. I'm happy to be back. Okay, I just share my screen again. Okay, great. Yeah, happy to be back. Okay, so yeah, that's it. What I'm saying all this while is that you have to put your best foot forward. Don't limit yourself unless the grant says submit a 2-page resume. There are grants like that I've applied for that actually asks for just 1 2-page resume. So it was actually very difficult to streamline a lot of things to just 1 or 2 pages, but stick to the most important thing that is relevant to that grant that you're applying for. Okay, but if they do not ask for it, then please submit your full CV. Submit your full CV. Don't limit yourself. Don't say, take this one off. Well, maybe take this one. They'll feel like I'm doing too much. No, you don't have to feel that way. Show your grant, your potential funder that you know what you're doing, that you're capable of doing so many things. Okay. All right. So how about your personal website or your research portfolio? Yes, you can have a personal website. Fortunately, for some institutions, for academics, right, who are in universities or colleges that have websites, the institution takes the initiative to create personal pages for you. For example, I have a page in the University of Calabar, Professor Ejemos has, Professor Nja has, pages in the University of Calabar. So if you go to University of Calabar and then use the search bar and you type someone's name, you will see that academics profile there. That is fine. But what if you do not have such an opportunity? Does it mean that you cannot have your personal website? No, that's not the case. There are 3 places you can actually create a personal website or your research portfolio, which I'd like to introduce to you today. One is about.me. About.me. It's a very simple, it's just, in fact, it's a 1-page website. A 1-page website that projects who you are. What does it look like? We would see. So let's just let me show you that about.me. This is what it looks like. So this is what the about.me website looks like. Let me just take it to Google. So I'm just going to say about.me. So this is mine. This is mine, right? So this is it. It says Juliet Young, researcher. This. So here you tell them what you want. I say, take my class. So I have other online classes. If you click here, it takes you to where I have online classes. But you can see that I'm able to write about me. I'm able to document things I do. If you click here, it takes you to my Facebook. If you click here, Fiverr, here takes you to my Google Scholar. Here takes you to Instagram. Here takes you to LinkedIn. Here takes you to my OSIT ID. Here takes you to my ResearchGate profile. Here takes you to my Telegram link. Here takes you to my Twitter. Here takes you to my YouTube channel. So the point, and you can see I have my education listed as well. Now this is, yeah, if you look at it, this is me writing about myself. No one wrote this for me. I wrote it for myself because anybody could be searching for you out there. So if you do not give the internet what to say, people will say things about you and you don't want to be the one to, or you don't want to sit down and someone is writing the wrong narrative about you. Please go ahead and, create your own profile. You can have an about.me. It's free. You do not have to pay a dime. Go to about.me and then get started. Okay, get started. Create a profile for yourself. Write things about yourself. Link your other research accounts on that profile. Okay, I'm just gonna come back to my slide. Another one is Wix. Another one is Wix. So Wix is also, I think Wix gives more opportunity for you to even include, like, put pictures and videos and documents about what you've done in the past, right? About.me also gives you that flexibility as well, but that's if you're not using the free version. For me, I'm using the free version of about.me, right? When we have more funds, we'll go for the premium version. But for now, I'm using the free version of about.me. So, but Wix gives you that laxity. So you're able to be flexible. You're able to add more documents on Wix. Wix is very, very nice. I learned about Wix, I think 3 months ago. I'm gonna create my own Wix account, but this is something you should take advantage of, wix.com. How about GitHub? Well, GitHub is a bit, it's a really good one, but for people who are in the computer sciences, people who are into programming, this core science, technical disciplines, they expect that you have a GitHub account, especially if you're into coding, programming, stuff like that. Yeah. So I have a GitHub account as well. And that was actually, I think that came up during my last trip to Paris, yeah, when we had to do some coding and some research work. So it was awesome to make contributions on GitHub and see how it works. It was just nice. So, but GitHub is something you can take advantage of as well, especially if you're in the computer sciences, if you're in the mathematical field, if you're in the stats, if you're in programming, coding, those kind of data science, you don't want to miss out on the awesomeness of GitHub. GitHub gives you that opportunity to create a research profile. Like, you're able to put the profile, put the databases you use. It's awesome. Okay, so that's it for your personal website or your research profile. Then how about your email signature? Remember I said you can use something as simple as your email signature. As simple as your email signature. Now you're looking for a grant. How do you communicate with your funders? How do you communicate with funders? Do you just write, thank you, please find attached my profile, and it looks sturdy. You don't want to come off as somebody who do not pay attention to details. What do I mean by an email signature? Remember why an email gives you the opportunity to write the subject, include the sender's address, write the body of the mail, right? And then send. But you just do that, right? Put your senders, the funder's email address, the subject of the mail, and then you just go on, dear sir, please find attached my application for so grants. Thank you, Juliet. Yeah. You're not, it's not only your email. Remember, always have this in the back of your mind. You're not the only person submitting to that funding body. You're not the only person. So put yourself in the funder's shoe, put yourself in their shoe, put yourself in the shoe of the reviewer. So you receive like up to 20 emails, let's say 20 per day, because they really receive a lot per day. But imagine that you receive up to 20 per day. You receive 20 per day, and then you're going through, you just, first of all, they'll just scan through the emails. And then you scan through the email and you're just seeing, somebody just sending attachments and just writing something with no you don't really know who this person is. But through your email signature, you're able to write who you are. You're able to write your organization. You're able to write a portfolio, your contact, in case they want to contact you outside there. And then you're able to still write links to your external pages that you like people to see. So this is an example. This is a sample of mine. This is mine, for example. So I just wrote that like I was sending an email, looking forward to your favorable response. Sincerely, Juliet. Underscore, you can see there I wrote researcher, data analyst, educator, social entrepreneur, lecturer, Department of Marketing, co-founder. I wrote my organization, I wrote what I do, I put my contacts, as well as my LinkedIn, link, my Google Scholar. So if the person receiving my email clicks on this, it takes them to my profile. So you can do this with us. It's a very simple thing you can do on your email, okay? So just include your email signature, like I said, should include a professional closure, use your official name, include your portfolio, your organization, your contacts. That's if you don't mind being contacted by phone, okay? And then your website, just go ahead and do that. So I hope this has helped. All right, so in conclusion, what have we said? Be visible, don't sell yourself short, and yes, play big in the field that you want to get into. Play big, do not sell yourself short, be visible, play big, and we are rooting for you. We wish you success in your grant applications, okay? Thank you so much. So if you'd like to connect with me, these are my handles. Thank you. I'd like to take questions at this point. Okay, so I can see some hands up. Just give me a few minutes to pick your hands or questions, participants, attendees. Okay, Albert Alago. I'm inviting you to talk. Please go ahead with your question. Albert Alago, can you hear me? Please go ahead with your question if you can hear me. Okay, while we get Albert to unmute yourself, maybe, please, if you're invited to talk, kindly unmute your microphone, please. Maybe he's speaking, but I can't hear you. Esther Apejoye, please go ahead. Esther Apejoye, please go ahead with the question. I cannot hear you in case you're speaking. I can't hear. Oh, yes, please go ahead. Albert, thank you. Yes, go ahead. I can hear you now.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, Albert. Ask your question.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, I'm Albert Alago. I am from the Department of Public Administration. My name is student, University of Calabar. I have this question I want to ask, that a beautiful of this program is like this. Why not the university authority compel programs like this into our package, so that packages like communication skill, entrepreneurship that they normally offer when you are doing registration in the course of admission, you discover that you are paid for those kind of programs like communication skills. At the end of the day, you don't attend one single class until you finish your program. Why not packages like this be infused into our curriculum such that each time you are into a master's program or a postgraduate program, you are invited to attend lectures in the Department of the Directorate of Research. Like we're here yesterday program, we had a director of that directorate trying to appreciate the Vice Chancellor for all that she has done.
Sorry, I'll just have to cut it short so that we can take more persons. Okay, so yeah, I get your point. Why is this program not being, brought up in University of Calabar more often, right? That's a question. So I'll allow Professor to respond to that.
Thank you.
Hello, Albert.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Your question is a very good one.
Yes, sir.
Before your question came, our thoughts were agitating in the same direction.
Okay.
Yeah, that this kind of, to start with, we thought of circulating this workshop within the university academics. But you have added another dimension to it, which I think is very apt, that of incorporating it in our curriculum, just maybe as part of general studies or a course on its own as a general studies course. I think it is a good one. And
Yes,
I want to assure you that we will bring this up before the university authorities.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm clear.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much, sir, for that. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you,
thank-
Albert. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Esther, are you ready to talk now? Please unmute your microphone, Esther, if you can hear me. While Esther is coming up, I'm going to bring up Comfort Aya. So you just come up. I think I'll just invite some persons and then I'll invite you. So once I call your name, you unmute your microphone and talk. But just for now, I'll just invite Comfort. I'll invite Ojeka, Ebibi. I'll invite, yeah, but Esther, go ahead with your question. Please go ahead, Esther.
Hello, Mrs. Juliet. I'm sorry, I don't have a question to ask you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Esther.
I'm sorry, my hand was just raised. Sorry.
No problem. Yeah, that's okay.
Before I go off, I just want to say this workshop is one of the best things that has happened to me this year, and I'm really grateful. Thank you so much. I hope to connect with you, all of
No
you.
problem.
Thank you. All
Thank
right.
you so much. Yeah,
All right.
Comfort, please go ahead. It's a question, Comfort. Comfort, can you unmute your microphone, please? If you're invited up to talk, just unmute your microphone and start speaking once you hear your name. Please go ahead with your question, Comfort.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, Comfort, we can hear you. Please proceed.
I would thank you very much for your presentation. It was really insightful. I know what you can do. I'm proud of you. Thank you very much for organizing this type of workshop. I've really benefited a lot right from the first day to this final day. And, okay, my question is on that last point on the email signature. No, I've heard it somewhere, but I don't know how to go about it. You didn't tell us how to go about adding the email signature. Please, I don't know if you can spare your time and help us. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, no, I can also see that same question from Iya Ezebasi in the chat. I can see like up to 5 people have asked that question. So let me just demonstrate that briefly. So this is it. Let me demonstrate that. I'll share my entire screen now so that you can see my browser. I have to share my entire screen. Okay. Remember I said the email signature comes with what? The Gmail, right? The Gmail, the email signature comes to the Gmail. So this is my Gmail account. Can you see this? This is my Gmail account. This is my email. Look at the setting. There is a settings icon here. You click, sorry, let me expand this. There's a setting icon here. Click on settings. And then you just go down, see all settings. For the email signature, I will highly advise that you try to do that with your computer. Don't try to do it with your phone. You may not see it on your phone unless if you're using an iPhone or some really nice phone that I'm hoping to buy someday. Yeah, but just use your computer. That's like very sure. So once you use your computer, you come to settings and then go to general settings. Look for signature. Look for signature. Let's see. Great. Can you see this? I had to scroll down for you to see it. Signature. Look at this. Now imagine that I want to edit my signature, right? My signature done. Now this is it here. I can do whatever I want. It's like a Microsoft Word kind of box. You can bolden, you can highlight, you can color, whatever it is. So let's say I want to change data analyst to data scientist because yes, I've actually upgraded to being a data scientist. Let's say I'm changing this to data scientist. Okay. Now watch what will happen. And then I say save. I look for my save. Where's my save? Save, save, save. Okay, save changes. Can you see down there? Save changes. I can save changes. Now, if I come back to my inbox, I come to compose. Look at this. Have you seen the change? So it's there. Anytime I want to send a message, I just write your name, Comfort Aya, maybe at gmail.com. I write my subject, I write whatever I want to write. This will always be there. It will always accompany all my mails, all my emails. Now, what's the point of having an email signature? It gives you prestige. It gives you, there's this professionalism about it, that it helps it helps someone who is receiving your email know that you're a serious person. I'll highly encourage you to do that. At least start with that. For heaven's sake, we all have emails, okay? I hope that helps, Comfort. Yeah, you're muted, sorry. Okay, Ojeka ABB, please go ahead with your question.
Thank you for the opportunity to ask questions. Thank you very much for the presentations, particularly the last presentation. I have benefited immensely from it. The first question is, in uploading your journal papers, especially the offline journal papers, if you go and you are doing it manually, how do you upload the content? In most cases, you see provision is made for the title of the paper, but the content is not always uploaded. That is one. Two, the CV format. For sometimes, like I'm a staff of University of Jos. The format for Unijos.
Okay, your network is
the CV format for Unijos. There are certain things you include there.
CV format. Yeah, what happened to the CV format? Can you take that again?
Okay, Unijos CV format. If you put something like, if you went to a school to do a lecture, perhaps a guest lecturer, things like that. If you put them, they don't recognize them as community service. Now, can you include those ones if you are seeking for a grant? Can you include those as community service?
Definitely. Yes, why not?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, now,
so the
now
question
look at
for
this.
the
If I
upload.
read one, I won't put it. Okay, yeah. If I read one, I won't put it as community service. I'll put it as teaching experience.
Okay. That's okay. Then finally, sorry, I stepped out.
Then about the uploading. For uploading, okay. I get your question, right? So Google Scholar allows you to upload the title, the page number, and all of that. But
yes,
Google Scholar will not allow you to like upload the actual paper itself. So what you can do is, if you have a personal website and you're able to upload that actual paper, right? You can just put the link on Google Scholar so that somebody who.
Sorry, there's a break.
Yeah, can you hear me? So
no, I didn't get the last.
If you have, like I was saying about Google Scholar,
yes.
So long as you have other titles, you can have a personal website outside where you can upload like your paper as part of research portfolio. Then put the link on Google Scholar, okay, so that somebody who goes see the paper can click. It takes them to that link, okay? Because Google Scholar will not allow you to like upload the actual document on Google.
That's all right.
I agree.
Hello.
John
there was
Buluket,
one last
please go ahead.
I wanted to ask, but perhaps.
It's okay, Julia. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon. John Buluket speaking.
Okay, I don't know if it's from my end or your network is cracking. Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me, John?
Yes, I can hear you, Juliet. Good
afternoon.
Great.
Go ahead with the question.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation. And the very thoughtful ideas you've given to us to add into our profile and make ourselves more visible.
Hello, Jambu.
Yes, okay. I'm with you.
I don't know where this is coming from. If this is from me or...
It's from you. Hello.
Okay, John Bull, I cannot hear you. So please type your question. Send your question as a chat, please.
Okay,
Or as
I'll
a
do
Q&A,
so.
please.
I'll do so. Thank you.
Hello. Can you hear me, John Bull?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Can you hear me as well?
Okay, yes, please go ahead with your question.
It's okay. Thank you very much. So that I don't take much time. I've done protocol when you were not following me. Like I was.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I am very happy for what you've enlightened today concerning community service. There are some community services that seem as they are not important to us. Like the ones you go to your villages and help, you have made me to understand that they are supposed to be part of our CV. So I'm very happy for that. I think I'm going to update my CV including that.
Okay, thank you very much, John Bull.
It's okay, thank you.
No problem, thank you. Thank you so much. Can you on David, sorry, I'm so sorry if I'm murdering your name, please forgive me. Can Yin on David, please go ahead with your question. Unmute yourself, remember to unmute your microphone, please.
Okay, good afternoon, Juliet. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, David, welcome. Please proceed with your question, please.
Okay, Katnion. It's Katnion. Good afternoon. Yeah, I want to congratulate you for the good presentation and for this program. It's about the CV.
I cannot hear you, sorry.
So my question is about the CV.
Katnion,
CV.
Oh, great, Katnion.
Yes, Katnion, yes. It's about the CV.
Thank you.
Yeah, putting what to put on the CV. They will depend on what their experiences. Is it possible to have the format for the CV? Is it based on what I have or what the organization is looking out for? You know, there's this long tabular CV and the bullet point CV.
So is it based on what you have or what?
What organization is looking for? A funder, for instance.
Okay, if the institution gives you a CV format, then please go ahead with their format, okay? But if they don't...
Hello? Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. If the funder gives you a CV format, please stick to the funder's CV format. If you're not given a CV format, just ensure that all the necessary components are in there. Your education, your work experiences, your teaching experience, your research experience, your projects, your grants, previous grants won, leadership experiences, or leadership. Some of us have roles like exam officer, some of us have roles like can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I'm just having this constant hit with my network. I'm really, really sorry. Yeah, but the point is, if the funder give you a format, stick to it. If they don't, include all the necessary components in it. I mentioned some for someone who is looking for a grant. I mentioned some. Yeah, your education, your accomplishment and achievements, research experience, teaching experience, community service, leadership role or leadership experience. Even if we are part of a committee that the school set up, include it in your CV. Include it. So it shows that you're able to take charge, that you can be a leader, okay?
It's okay. I'm grateful.
Fidaus, please go ahead with your question, Fidaus. That will be the last question for now, so that we can wrap up. Fidaus, please unmute your microphone and ask your question. Okay. Fidaus, I don't know if you can hear me, but unmute your microphone and ask your question. If there are no questions from Fidaus, I think I will just hand over the. Okay, yeah, Fidaus, go ahead. Go ahead, Fidaus.
Good day, madam. Hello, good day.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead with
Good
your
day
question.
to you and everyone on the platform very much. Oh, okay. Please, I would like to know at which level of education
Sorry, at which
did you
level
get
of
me,
what?
please?
No, I didn't get you. At
Level
which
of
level of what?
education. Yeah, education. Does one qualify to design a CV, please?
Okay.
Thank
Anybody
you.
can have a CV.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody can have a CV. I've helped up to 5-10 undergraduate students develop a CV. I will not be able to share it here, but if you see a CV of even an undergrad, you'll be wondering, is this person really an undergrad? So long as you are a living being that has engaged in any activity on earth, you can have a CV.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. So at this point, I would just like to draw the curtain here. I know that we have lots of questions. Please feel free to connect with me. I'll be happy to answer you on social media outside of this workshop. But for now, we have to wrap up. So with that, I'm going to invite Professor Mbe Nja to give the closing remark. Or Prof, do you still want to take some more questions, maybe from other sessions? This is almost... Okay. Okay, one or two more. Okay. Okay. Okay, if you have general questions, please feel free to answer. The other facilitators will put on their videos now so that you can see them. So if the question falls on their session, just feel free to ask. Okay, let me see. Let me check the chat, see if I can read a few questions, maybe something more general. Let's check the chats. Let's check the chat. Okay, I see questions on how do we insert email signature. I mean, I hope that was clearly understood. Like I've seen up to 4 of it. This is the 5th I'm seeing. I'm looking for other questions. Okay, someone said, can students use all these tools to be visible online, even though it seems they haven't achieved much in terms of paper publication or other achievements? My answer is yes. I was on Google Scholar even before I became an academic. Yeah, before I joined the University of Calabar, I was already on Google Scholar. Why was I on Google Scholar? I'd already presented seminars as part of my undergrad. I already presented, talks. Like some persons invite me to come and be like guest speaker to facilitate some sessions right out there. And then I had papers, like write-ups on my presentation. So I had to put that on Google Scholar. But when I joined the University of Calabar, of course, I had to clean my profile and just let it be publications. But yes, you may feel you have not achieved much. Trust me, you have. You're not just appreciating what you have done. Let's take, for instance, I want to believe it's an undergrad that's asking this question. Have you done maybe a course rep or a class rep for someone? That's a leadership role. How do you put it in your CV? You don't have to say course rep. How about if you say class? You see, it's packaging at the end of the day. Yeah, so I hope Johanna, Miss Juliet, I've been raising my hand all through, but it didn't permit me to ask questions. Please, Johanna, this is not personal at all. I remember you had asked the question yesterday, so we tried to take new hands. Please, this is not personal. Feel free to use the chat to ask your questions. I mean, you like that we take, people, we give opportunities to other people. Please forgive me, it's not personal. I saw your hands, but there are more than 40 hands up. I hope you understand the predicaments. Thank you. But use the chat to ask your questions, please. Email signature that has been covered. Yes, you can do that with Yahoo. Any email has an email signature, please. Can papers be uploaded in the alternative websites you earlier provided? If the website provides an opportunity for it, yes, you can. Okay. So I will just invite 2 more people to speak. Let's see. I'll invite 2 more people to speak. I invite 2 more people to speak. Let's see. And then if you have general, I'd like it to be a general questions that other panelists can respond to. If you have a general question, please raise your hand. If you have a general question, please raise your hand. It can be from other past sessions, please. All right, Emmanuel, I can see your hand up. Please go ahead with your question. Emmanuel Ada Moluko. Unmute your microphone. Go ahead with your question, please.
Good afternoon, ma. Actually, I wanted to already ask a question for your section, actually, but I want to ask because I missed yesterday's session.
Okay.
Is it possible for someone who had never published, or you've published and you are not the first author or second author, to win a grant? Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, please, I can hear you.
Then,
so that question, can you take that question again, because it falls in the session handled by Professor Regina yesterday. Please ask your question again.
Okay, I said, is it possible for someone who had not published a research paper to win a grant? Or if the person has published, the person not being the first author of any of those papers he or she has published, still apply for grants? Then lastly, I want to ask, still based on grants, is it possible, okay, let's assume my previous researches has been on virology. Now I want to apply for a grant that has to do with pastology, maybe dealing with malaria. Is it possible I still apply for that grant? Thank you so much. Because why I'm asking this question is grants like that comes from the Royal Society for Tropical Medicine and Hygiene give room for students to win such grants, and seeing some students win such grants and early career professionals, that I'm asking, is it possible for one to give that kind of shot? Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a wonderful question to ask. And straight on, I'll tell you it is possible, highly possible. What funders are looking for, remember when we took the idea of writing a grant, branding your grant application as branding a product, we said that they are looking at the content, that is the quality of your idea and the quality of the writing, as well as the packaging. So if you have a good idea and you are selling it to a particular funder, it's the person's right to say, I like this, I don't like the other one. And this one I like, I will pursue it, I will sponsor it. So it doesn't matter whether you are it's a first time you are applying for a grant. If you have what we have said in the course of this workshop about having a good idea, sitting down to really do a good work, no sloppy work, going and doing your homework. Your homework is like doing very good literature review to get the perspective and the context you want to work on. You can get it. It's not limited to anybody. But you need to note that each funder has their own eligibility criteria. They may want people that are seasoned researchers. and they will spell it out. If you are not a seasoned researcher, you need not apply to such grants. But for some, they can also specify that they are looking for students or early career researchers, depending on how they define early career researcher. So you need to watch out. Remember, we said follow the guidelines strictly for each particular funder. That's why you need to, immediately you see a grant call, you just don't jump into it. You need to go ahead to read. In fact, you need to go and read about the organization or the institution before you even try to apply. You want to also see if they also meet your own personal need and career goals. It's not every fund that you must, or grant that you must apply. Some may not align to your fate, some may not align to. So to answer your question, it is highly possible if you are able to have a good idea that the funder wants, a good packaging, well written, and no sloppy language, and you are able to get, so nothing stopped. So what we are encouraging is that you try your hand, keep trying your hand. Whether it's the first time, several times, you can win. Remember, persistence takes it.
Thank you so much, Ma. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so I'm also inviting, who's that again? Please, like I said, if you had asked questions previously, I would likely not pick you again because I'm trying to give room for new people to ask questions. So please do not take it personal, okay? Please do not take it personal. Teka Ayonyang. I don't know if I pronounced her name correctly, but please go ahead with your question.
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead with your question, Teka. Good afternoon.
Okay, ma'am. First of all, I want to appreciate your presentation. My question is even coming from that your presentation. I have learned something new today. It's today that I know the difference between CV and resume. So you also talked about a cover letter. So is there, what is cover letter? Is it different from CV or is it something?
Definitely cover letter. It's also a question you could Google. Cover letter simply means a covering of what's, it's like it's a letter. Your CV is not a letter. Your CV is a profile about you. Yeah, but cover letter is a letter with your address, the receiver's address, the subjects, what, you're writing about who you are, explaining your skills, and then concluding it and saying thank you. That's cover letter. So yes, some funding organizations will ask you to provide cover letter alongside your CV. Your CV is not a cover letter, okay?
So noted. Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Teka.
Yeah, welcome.
Veronica Udenliko, please go ahead with your question. Please unmute your microphone, Veronica, please.
Hello?
Veronica, please go ahead with your question.
Sorry, you had answered my question, which I pasted on the chat. But I must sincerely appreciate you, Professor Mbe, Professor Nwadero, the ACU, the University of Calabar for this wonderful opportunity. And I want to join my voice with the postgraduate students that actually asked that this program should be included in their curriculum. I want to split.
All right, thank you, Veronica.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Vincent Nduku Oj, please go ahead with your question.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the lectures, appreciate the material sent. I'm a senior lecturer with Taraba State University, and my question would be, if you've gotten grants previously, is it important to include the amount of the grants in writing a new for a new grant. That is one. Two, I think issues about statement of purpose and cover letter should be given attention to, because for those that submit paper for journals, for those that write for grant, these issues are also coming up more frequently. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I think Professor Regina, would you like to answer that?
Yeah, thank you very much, Vincent. It depends on what the funders request. If they want to know, they may ask you if you have received or you are a grant recipient. If they decide to ask you the what of the grant, that's when you probably write it down. But ordinarily, most people don't ask. And remember, sometimes those things are contained in your CV, and you may not need to write it in a special way. So your CV should say all about you. If you want to project the amount you have collected in terms of, or received in terms of grant, you can do so. So it's not, there's no fast and hard. It depends on the funders. If they request, you give them what they, remember we said, give them what they want, not what you think they want. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Regina, for responding to that. So Vincent, I hope you're fine with that now. Okay, so that's where we'll draw the curtain for today. Thank you so much for answering all the questions. We're already 8 minutes past 1. We will now take, sorry, excuse me. Okay, welcome back. So sorry about that. I don't need to grab a bottle of water. Okay, so we've come to the end of this program for today, but before we go off, Professor Mbenja is going to give the vote of thanks. But then, before then, please look out in your email. You will receive 2 forms. You will receive 2 forms. One is the workshop evaluation form, which will give us the opportunity to know how we performed throughout in the workshop, and you just rate us, okay? That's it. And the second is the post-test. Remember you did a pre-test. So as part of your certification, you're expected to do the post-test. So please look out for your email right after this workshop, okay? So for now, I'll leave the room for Professor Mbenja to give the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening,